Hi everyone, I'm Jamie Vaughn with CCM, and we are here today with new up-and-coming artist Brooke Robertson, and she is premiering her new video with us that is called Taking My Voice Back. Brooke, I'd love to talk to you about how you got into the music industry.
Oh my gosh. So 2016, I was like uploading music covers to Facebook, we all do it. And I was also like trying to get into schools and stuff. I actually have a bachelor's in like kinesiology. I went to college, so I didn't have any intentions on like doing music or anything. And so throughout all of that, I was trying to get into schools and could not get in. And so toward the end of 16 is whenever my producer Jeremy reached out and he found a cover on Facebook. He's like, hey, you should come up and like write and let's record some stuff. And that's kind of how it all began. And so like it wasn't easy. It wasn't that easy just to go up and write or anything. It was really hard because I really wanted to go to school. I thought I did. And but that didn't work out. And so I was like, maybe this is just an opportunity I should just go for. And so I did. And that's kind of how it all began. It's kind of crazy.
And who are your influences?
Like musically?
Yes.
I grew up in a small town, country girl. Grew up listening to, honestly, a lot of country music. So like early 90s, 2000s. And so you can hear that in the record. There's a lot of organic sounds and country flares to it and storytelling. And so I would say that's kind of like where I get my influences from, is just those artists.
Well, I can tell you that you can definitely hear that, especially in Taking Back My Voice.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear the story behind that and why that is such an important message for you to get out.
Yeah, so this story is one of the most personal stories I've ever had to share. But whenever I got off tour in 2018, we were writing for the record already, and I was just like, God, what do people need to hear? I feel like I need to reach people on a deeper level. Like, what is that? And this story kept circling in my mind, and that was to write a song about this song. And I fought with it for weeks because it's something that I promised myself I would never talk about, because if I had to share this story, that meant I had to start telling my family and my friends and the world, and that terrified me. And so I didn't want to, but I just felt God say, like, someone needs this. Someone needs to hear this. And that was a story about whenever I was 10, I was sexually abused. And I went through all of those feelings that you go through when you've been through something like that. You feel dirty and you feel alone and just all of these emotions. And it's overwhelming, and to a point where I was, in depression. And I remember certain nights just crying and not knowing who to talk to or if I could talk to anybody. So the safest thing for me was just to be quiet. I had two choices. I could either hang on to these feelings that I had, or I could just let it go and bury it deep down. And so it was safer and easier for me just to be quiet about it. And so 15 years rolls around, and here I am, doing music, and God wants me to write a song about this. And I was like, back to whenever I was, thinking about writing this song, I was just scared. And I was like, I need more clarity. I need to know that this is the right thing to do. And so that was in my heart. I needed to contact this person. And so I did. I reached out to this person, and I just let them know, like, hey, I do music, and I just want you to know that I forgive you, and that God does too. And so that was relief for me, to be able to forgive someone and share Jesus with someone that hurt me was healing that I didn't know I needed. But God knew that already 15 years ago. Like, he had all that planned out already. And so I came up and I shared the story, and we wrote the song, and I don't think it could have came together any more perfectly. Just a story about forgiveness and how freeing that is, because unforgiveness is so crippling, and it just becomes everything that you think about. And it can begin to just steer your life in the wrong direction. And I just want people to know that they can be free and let things go, so they're able to walk into what God has,
Have people shared their story with you about this song?
Yes, like just the amount of people already, like the song's not even out yet, but just who I've shared it to. I can't tell you how many people have came back and said, I've been through the same thing, or this song has touched me, in a way. And it's just, that right there is worth it for me, And I didn't know, like, when I felt God say that someone needed this, I knew that the world was hurting because it's so common. but I had no idea it was people who were really close to me. And so it's like, okay, God, like, you've got this. You know, like, I know even though this is terrifying that I've got to share this story, I'm just going to let you do your thing.
So what's next on the horizon for you? Are you out on tour now?
We are hoping, we have some shows scheduled and stuff, but we are hoping to get on some tours, maybe summer or fall.
Yep.
So yeah, I hope so. I'm really ready to get on the road.
Okay, well, we're so excited for you.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what the new album
Thank
does.
you.
And everyone, make sure that you check out Brooke Robertson's newest album out in March, coming up soon.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, guys.